Hello again, beautiful beings of light, and welcome back to another live at 5:55. I am live with no technical issues on Facebook as well as YouTube. So hello everyone on both platforms. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have an incredible show for all of you. Show, I don't know, is this a show? I guess it is. I mean, I don't really consider it entertainment, but lots of mind expansion happening today. Hopefully everyone on YouTube can hear me this week because you do not want to miss out on the information for today. So of course, as per usual, we're going to be talking about the fifth dimension, how to hop into the fifth dimension. And once we're there, how do we utilize the power of our mind to basically harness aspects beyond the third 3D physical reality. So I'm going to be talking about the power of the mind, how powerful it really is, and what all of you need to know today to really start living life at the highest vibration possible. Hi, everyone from YouTube. Hey, JT, Michael, Mark, Crystal, Renee, Andrea, Maggie. Hi, Leslie. Hi, everyone, Lamar. Hi, everyone on Facebook. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Misty. Hi, Lauren. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to go over a little bit of the content today. It's jam-packed, lots to talk about. First, I'm going to be talking about the Dr. Phil show. I literally just came back from an airing, a taping on the Dr. Phil show, and I've got a couple of insights that I just want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about dimensions today. A lot of people tell me all the time, Elizabeth, you talk about the fifth dimension, you talk about the third dimension. I don't really understand, I get it, but I don't really get it, right? So today I'm also going to be explaining what is the third dimension, what is the fourth dimension, and what is the fifth dimension, okay? So that's going to be really great information for all of you. I also have so how does the fifth dimension affect the power of the mind? What do we need to know about the fifth dimension affecting our third dimensional brain? What does that mean? What is the capacity there? I'm going to be talking about pain, so physical three-dimensional pain in our body, and I'm going to be talking about pain as an illusion and why I believe pain to be an illusion. It's simply something that is a facet of our third dimensional reality. But once we get outside of this 3D reality, guess what? Pain doesn't really exist. And I'm going to explain exactly why it doesn't exist and how to overcome pain in your own lives. I'm also going to be talking about the placebo effect. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the placebo effect before. I can barely talk today. Placebo effect. And it's really cool. So I'm going to be talking about ghost pregnancies, ailments, curing depression and anxiety with our mind. That's right. It's possible to cure a lot of these physical and mental ailments with the power of our mind, stepping into the fifth dimension. So I'll be going over all of that today. And then I'm going to be giving you a couple of suggestions on what you can do to really hop into the fifth dimension and utilize the power of your mind in your own life. And that's going to be at the end. Oh yeah, also a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of a future prediction. I don't even want to call it a prediction, but a future insight. I had a huge channel, a huge download from the GFL. For those of you who don't know who the GFL are, it's the Galactic Federation of Light or the Galactic Council. So about 3 days ago, I couldn't get to sleep and, my mind was still going. So I decided to astral travel over to the Galactic Federation mothership, which I used to do way more often. And I checked in with them and I said, hey guys, what's going on? It's just me. What do you need humanity to know at this time? And the Palladian Council within the Galactic Federation gave me this huge download. And so I'm going to be finishing off with the download from the Galactic Federation on what all of you need to know. Unfortunately, it's not like it's not like the best news ever, but it's definitely something that you all need to be aware of. Okay, good. And then that's pretty much it. I'm also going to be finishing off with a live draw as well for a free webinar ticket. So stay tuned for all of that, especially if you have reviewed me on Google or Facebook. Your name is in there. Okay. Okay, awesome. Let's start with announcements as per usual. The first thing I want to mention, so exciting, especially for those of you on YouTube. A lot of you found me through Rex Bear with the Leak Project. Rex and our energies vibe so well together. We have decided to go in on a podcast together. Anyone here on YouTube find me from the Leak Project? Comment below, let me know if you found me from the Leak Project. So Rex and I are going to be collaborating on the Leak podcast, and it's LEAK, of course, right? So the EA is in there. So the Leak podcast, and so we have our first show, our first podcast together as combined hosts, and that's going to be November 2nd. You do not want to miss this. This is going to be an absolute riot. Tons of information, really great guests. Comparing Rex's mind, with my ability to channel, it's just going to be such a fun time. So keep that in mind. November 2nd, that's going to be 8 p.m. PST. So that's 11 p.m. EST for those East Coasters. And what else did I want to mention about that? Oh yeah, our first guest is going to be someone by the name of Kevin Moore. And he has the Moore Show on YouTube. And he has a ton of great guests. He's got a really great audience. Has anyone heard of the Moore Show or Kevin Moore on YouTube? Anyone heard of Moore before? He's a pretty cool guy. And so we're going to have a really great time. He's from the UK. And Rex and I are here in the States. So so very cool. And don't worry, the podcast will be taped. So all of you who miss it, can't show up live, you can absolutely listen to it afterwards if you're, in the UK or wherever. Okay, great. What else did I want to mention? Oh yeah. Okay. So I also just got invited to be a part of a live radio broadcast. If you are in the Los Angeles or California area, you will most likely be able to pick up this radio frequency. Is that what it's called? I think it's like old school radio frequency. It is 93.5 KX. And it's called the Awakening Code Radio. It's really awesome. It's in Laguna Beach. So if you are in the area, please tune into that. And that going to be on Tuesday, October 23rd. So not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, October 23rd at 8 p.m. And I'm going to be talking about aliens, the hybridization project, the future of humanity, the awakening, the Mandela effect, the parallel realities. I mean, that's what I live for. That is really, truly, if I could talk about anything all day, it would be parallel realities, quantum physics, the Mandela effect, and aliens. Like, let's be honest, right? So anyway, so you definitely don't want to miss that. I believe it's going to be for 2 hours. So even if you catch part of it, I'm sure it's going to be an epic show. So keep that in mind. That's KX 93.5 Awakening Code Radio. Okay, awesome. What else did I want to mention? Okay, so I have 2 webinars coming up. You can purchase tickets right now, just $44 for a ticket for an hour-and-a-half long webinar. I go deeper than I ever go in live videos in my webinars. Usually I put information in my webinars that I do not relate to the public, and that's simply because I'm not trying to hold anything back from you guys, but not everyone is ready to go as deep as I go in these webinars. And if you've been to some of my webinars about CERN and reptilians and other things before, then you know exactly why I do not publicly release this information. So 2 webinars coming up. First one is going to be on October 21st. That is not this Sunday, that is next Sunday, October 21st, and that is going to be how to be psychic. So I'm going to be kind of relaying all the information you need to know on what you can get started to really expand your third eye and become psychic. So you can sign up for that on my website or on my scheduling link right now. And then the next webinar after that is November 18th. and that is all about how to live forever. So I lived in ancient Egypt way back in the day, not as a human, but we won't go into that today. And I was able to channel really divine sources of information within the ancient pyramids to receive all of the tips and tricks on how to live an extended life. And to be honest, a lot of those ancient Egyptians lived 600 to 700 years, and the history books just thought they got their math wrong. Turns out they actually lived that long. So I've got some of those secrets. If you are interested, it's not necessarily on how to heal yourself, it's how to live forever. Not forever, but forever. And that's going to be on November 18th on a Sunday. And once again, just $44 for a ticket. Okay, awesome. The last thing I wanted to talk about, okay, two more things, sorry guys. One is next live video is going to be so epic. And the reason why it's going to be so epic is because I'm answering all of your questions, right? So last live video, last Monday, a lot of you submitted your questions. I have my beautiful, wonderful assistant, Lauren. She's just kind of gathering all of those questions, and we're going to be choosing, the best, most epic ones and the ones that are the most repeated. So I want to ask you all again, if you could ask the universe, if you had an untapped source, if you had universal Google in front of you and you wanted to know anything about quantum physics, about the way the universe works, about aliens, about interdimensionals, about the hidden human history, if you wanted to know anything about the greater scheme of humanity, society, and the universe, what would you ask? And I want all of you, if you have questions, please type in the comments below, either on YouTube or Facebook, and make sure it's all caps, okay? So submit your questions right now. I'm gonna have my assistant gather all of those questions, and I'm gonna be answering the top questions in a 2-part live video special series, directly answering and live channeling all of these wonderful questions. So it's going to be intense. It's going to be dramatic. I'm probably going to learn something as well, because I get to answer all of your questions on the fly. So once again, submit your questions at any time throughout this live video. Make sure they're all caps. Your questions for me to channel from the universe, all caps, okay? And I like to be challenged, so please throw me a question that you think that maybe you'll stump me or you'll trick me. Like, I'm open to that. And honestly, if I can't gather that information or I'm being blocked, I'm gonna be honest about it. So give me your deepest questions about the universe and about quantum physics, because I love energy and vibration. So bring it on, people. Let's see what you got. All right, thank you so much. Okay, and then the last thing, one of my most important announcements is I really want to promote this wonderful, beautiful being. If any of you have heard of Cynthia Crawford, actually, if you have heard of Cynthia Crawford, comment below, let me know. This is a wonderful woman who used to channel. Unfortunately, she passed away, but she was a hybrid being herself, and she would channel, she would create these clay sculptures of interdimensional beings, and they would be your alien spirit guides, and she was able to connect you to your aliens. So this girl, a really good friend of mine, she is a next level channeler, just like myself. I don't know if I consider myself that, but she's at that vibe. And what she does is she channels your energy and she paints your portrait, and she downloads light codes, light language and light codes in your portrait. This girl is so incredible and amazing. I've known her for many, many years, and she's finally getting into the flow of her mission here. And so each of these paintings will literally allow you to access the highest vibration possible. And for those of you who are on YouTube, you can find her links on my Facebook page, okay? So please check that out. Her name is Ariane Saffron, Saffron, I believe. You can find her on Facebook, and this is one example of one of her pieces, and it's so mind-blowing. She did this of my grandma, my Baba, who passed away this past year. So just check out this piece. Like, this is not only exactly what my Baba looked like, but this is like the essence of her vibrational frequency. Like, every time I look at her art, it just blows me away. So this is her stuff. Okay, that's my grandma, that's my Baba. And the layers that are within this are incredible. You can purchase one of these. She will ship you a piece with the canvas so internationally, she'll ship you a piece, $555. Okay. Now, this is the one that I'm the most excited about because, of course, she did this of me. And it's next level. It's incredible. So this is the one that she did of me. And it's really tough to see in this lighting. But I mean, the amount of detail and light codes that went into this piece, you can see it in different lights. The second I received this in the mail and I opened it up, I started receiving these crazy matrix binary codes. And I'm like, Ariane, like, what did you channel? And she's like, I channeled your highest gray self, your Zeta. And she's like, it came through in the codes. So, I mean, she's incredible. I really wanted to promote her because, I mean, she's a single mom. She's got 2 beautiful children and she does this incredible work. So please check her out. Her links are going to be on my Facebook page. So check that out. $555. You really can't go wrong. It's a vortex of a piece and you can have it in your own living room. And it's of yourself, right? To see your highest self is just incredible. So thank you so much, Ariane, once again, for creating those pieces for me. It brings so much love and joy to my heart. So thank you. Okay, so let's get right into the information. The first thing I want to talk about is the Dr. Phil show. So my mom came from Kitchener-Waterloo / Ontario, Canada, to LA this past weekend. It was amazing, such a great time, and she loves Dr. Phil. And so, I mean, the Dr. Phil taping is in Hollywood, right down the street from me, 10-minute drive from me right now. And so I got her tickets. I got us all tickets, which was, it was just interesting. It was weird. Like, I've heard a lot of conspiracies about Dr. Phil. I've always kind of had a weird vibe from him. So I went there and I just wanted to relay a message, that I received, not really channeled, but just something I observed as a human while I was in the audience of Dr. Phil. And what I received was that it really felt like kind of like a Jerry Springer show. Like, sorry for any Dr. Phil fans. And I know that he does give support, like a rehab or like housing or things like that. So I know he actually gives a lot and he gives support, but it really felt like it was entertainment. Like I know it's entertainment, but it really felt like it was like, all of these people bickering back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm like, Dr. Phil, like, what are you doing? Like, are you going to step in? Are you going to, help these people? Or are you just going to listen to them bicker at each other? So I felt like it was a lot of entertainment going on, just with these people going back and forth, but not a lot of help. It's like utilizing these people for entertainment purposes and not necessarily to help them. So I kind of got that feeling from him. I know he's done some good work in the past, but that's kind of what I felt. And to be honest, this is a huge pet peeve of mine. I don't really allow a lot of things in society or this third dimensional reality to bug me or to get to me. And I don't really allow things to do that because it's not worth it. It's not worth my time or energy. But one thing that really kind of gets to me is when people utilize energies for their own selfish needs and not to actually give or to help. And so one of these scenarios, and this really like irks me and like it just makes me emotional even just talking about it, are mediums. And I love you all. Like, I really do. I love all of you mediums out there. But what happens is that a lot of mediums tend to check in. Oh, let me check into your father. Oh, let me check into your brother. They check into these poor spirits who are over on the other side. And a lot of these spirits are stuck over on the other side and they're unable to cross over. And the medium's like, hey, do you have a message for Brian? Okay, cool. Thanks for your message. I'm out of here. Bye. And it's like the mediums don't actually take the next step to cross these spirits over. And I kind of got the same feeling with Dr. Phil. Like, it's like, oh yeah, come on, tell me all your problems. Thanks for telling me your problems. Thanks for entertaining my audience. Bye. It's like, come on, where's the follow through? Like, where's the actual help? Like, are you just finding people who are entertainment and not actually, ready to receive, right? So I don't know. So it's just one of my pet peeves, and that's kind of what I picked up on from Dr. Phil. I did scan his energy. I kind of creeped. I didn't see any major attachments. Like, I don't know, I was kind of looking for like reptilian or parasitic attachments. I didn't see any of that, but I will let you know that his energy and vibration wasn't very big, you know? When I went to go see Bashar, or Daryl Anka channel Bashar 2 or 3 weeks ago, Daryl Anka was sitting there, and then the second he like brings in this interdimensional being, it's like his vibration exploded, and all of a sudden he was glowing with this brilliant electric blue light, and I'm like sitting there just like seeing this huge aura. And then that compared to Dr. Phil, it was like, I don't see anything. Like, where is it? You know, where's your aura, right? So I don't know if he's just tired or whatever. Anyway, so that's kind of my little insider report on Dr. Phil. And if you haven't seen Bashar, please check him out on YouTube. Guaranteed, you know, he's going to blow your freaking mind. Okay, so I want to ask all of you, as per usual, where are you tuning in from? Okay, so where in the world are you from right now? Where are you? And then what is one intention you have for yourself this week? Okay, so what's your intention? Like, what do you want to receive out of this week? Right, here we are, Monday. Can't believe it's a Monday. Time is just flying. But what's your intention? What's one thing that you want to create? Healthy dynamics, better, eating, dietary stuff, more exercise. I don't know, like channeling your alien cosmic self. I don't know. What is your intention for this week? So we've got Deborah from Oklahoma. Hi, Deborah. Okay, we've got Anne from the islands. I think that was Faroe Islands. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, Joshua from Wisconsin. Okay, we've got Sao Paulo, Brazil. Nice, very nice. David from Scotland. Awesome. Okay, we've got Chase from New Zealand. Hi, Chase. Scott from Oklahoma. Very nice. Soda Springs, California. Awesome, Leslie. West Yorkshire, UK. Awesome. Very cool. Netherlands, Alaska. We've got people from all over the world. Toronto, fantastic. Mexico. Hola. Okay, great. So a couple of intentions here. Channel your spirit guides. Awesome. Okay, what else? What are some intentions? Organization, that's a great one, Jose. What other intentions do we have here? Sydney, Australia, fantastic. Okay, more water foods, more water. Great, water is fantastic. Okay, Denmark, yeah, awesome. Ontario, Canada. Okay, keeping a high vibe, that's great. Okay, yes, healing an ill friend, very cool. Honolulu, awesome. Aloha. Okay, medical improvement, great. Okay, so keep in mind, everyone, that as you set your intentions on this live video, there could be one person, me, reading the intention. There could be 5 people. There could be 2,000 people reading your comment right now. Maybe not right now in this moment, but even after the show airs, there are live comments during the replay. And you know what that means? The more people who read your name next to your intention, the faster and easier it is for you to manifest and create that intention. So I just want to say, this is a collective consciousness. We are now here to basically collectively manifest together. So thank you all so much for being here today and writing in your intentions. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention here, and I want all of you to have notebooks. Every single live video, it's super important that you're writing some stuff down. I mean, you can take it in as well. It's all just a big download. But this is really cool. I call this the quote of the week, okay? I'm calling it the quote of the week because, I don't know, it's a quote that I found that I really resonated with. And once again, you can take any of this or leave it. I literally do not know who said this quote. I just heard it in a YouTube video, but it's really cool and it really resonated with me. Okay, the quote of the week is, "There is no money in neutrality, only polarity." Once again, the quote of the week is, "There is no money in neutrality, only polarity." This is really cool because I've learned recently that being neutral to things doesn't actually help. or hinder anything. You're just kind of at a standstill. We're not in this binary physical reality to be neutral, right? We're not supposed to be Switzerland in this lifetime. We are meant to choose one or the other, and hopefully we're choosing the highest vibration of all involved, including and especially ourselves, right? So once again, there is no money in neutrality, only polarity, right? And sometimes even when you're at a loss, you're actually gaining, okay? So just really keep that in mind. But you can exchange the word money for abundance or for friendships or for exploration or expansion or consciousness. You can really exchange that word for really anything, because nothing really exists in neutrality, which sometimes is a good thing. But most of the time, we're just kind of left adrift, right? So keeping that in mind, let's talk about the dimensions, okay? So once again, I hear this all the time. Elizabeth, you talk about dimensions all the time. I have no idea what the dimensions really mean. So before we get into the fifth dimensional frequency, unlocking and accessing the power of your mind in the third dimension, let's talk about what all of that means. For some of you, this is just going to be a recap. For others, this is going to be entirely new. Allow it to sink into your vibration. Do not struggle too hard at fully understanding this concept. Just take it as it comes, right? If it resonates with you, then great. If it doesn't, then don't even worry about it, because I love you anyway. Okay, so dimension 3, what I've channeled is that there are dimensions 1 to 12 in this universe. Of course, there are many multiverses within the entire existence of existence, right? So don't get caught up in just this universe, but what I've channeled is that there are 12 dimensions within this universe. We are here right now on the third dimensional frequency. Third dimensional frequency, I usually talk about it as fear. It's not necessarily all fear here in the third, but it's very stagnant. It's very slow. The vibration of the third is just like up and down and up and down. And it just takes a long time to really get anything done or do anything here in the third dimension. So the third dimension is basically physical space, okay? Now, you can actually research all of this information online based on quantum physics and science. They explain all of the dimensions. This is just what I've channeled, okay? Okay, so third dimension is physical space, okay? It's the linear polarity of this physical dimensional reality, which basically means that all of the atoms and all of the physical material things that we perceive here are existing within this third dimension. Okay, cool, awesome. Okay, so the fourth dimension is basically the dimension of time, or time itself, okay? So even though I say we're hopping from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, third dimension to the fifth dimension, we're kind of skipping a step. And it's actually not skipping a step at all, because we're not just existing here in the third dimensional frequency, we're simultaneously existing here in the third dimension and the fourth dimension density simultaneously. This is just something that I don't explain often, because it just gets really sticky and really tricky. And we could talk about this all day. But once again, fourth dimension is time. It's time itself. A lot of beings exist in the fourth dimension. Sometimes fourth dimensional beings are physical. A lot of the times they're kind of non-physical. They're semi-physical. When a spirit, when a soul, passes away in the physical form and they move on, before they get to the light, they go into the fourth dimension. So a lot of ghosts and spirits exist in the fourth dimension, where time really doesn't exist, or it exists in a very different or weird way. So we are existing in linear space in the third dimension. We are simultaneously also existing in the fourth dimension, which is time, right? So the third and the fourth together are space-time. We are currently existing in this space-time continuum. Now, don't think about the dimensions in a linear way, like a clock, okay? It doesn't go from point A to point B. The dimensions are stacked on top of each other. This is how I see it visually in the astral plane. So when we're going through the dimensions, we don't go from point A, dimension 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7, we're all simultaneously existing in all of the dimensions simultaneously. And with our vibrational frequency, very similar to a radio wave, we can switch channels from the third to the fourth to the fifth by being in the present moment. We have the ability to do that as third dimensional humans because we are so much more than third dimensional humans. My biggest concept, the one that I really drill into everyone all the time, is that we are all hybrids. We are all interdimensional beings. From the dawn of time, we were created as an experiment to see how fast we can expand ourselves and awaken and enlighten ourselves, to higher dimensions with the vibrational frequency that we have and the DNA that we have. We are so much more powerful than just what we have been taught and brainwashed to believe that we are. Okay, so please keep that in mind. As humans, okay, with Anunnaki, reptilian, Palladian, and Zeta DNA, we can fucking travel the universe. Okay, so keep that in mind, that you are all powerful, that you all have the ability to channel and to receive your highest vibration. Okay, so once again, we are existing here right now in the third, fourth density. Okay, we are all ascending to the fifth dimension density, which basically means it's not a density at all. The fifth dimension frequency is us maintaining the third dimension physical bodies while accessing and ascending to the higher vibrational frequency. That allows the vibration of this physical world to rapidly increase. It allows us to manifest. It allows us to channel. It allows us to open and unlock our third eye. It allows us to open and unlock our DNA, which really allows us to move forward, which is incredible. Okay, awesome. So hopefully that really makes sense to you all, the dimensions. If you have heard it differently or you resonate with it differently, that's okay. All I know is what I channel, so I don't really know that much, right? So just kind of keep an open mind that, a little bit of a disclaimer that, I don't really do a lot of external research. I don't know what other people are saying on this. This is just what I believe to be true based on what I channel. So I am limited in my own scope of awareness. Okay. All right, good. So I want to ask all of you a question, and then I'm going to answer this question. So the question is, how, now understanding the fifth dimension, how do you think or believe or feel the fifth dimension frequency affects our minds? Or how can our minds be affected by the fifth dimension? In essence, what power do you think we have? Like, if you could think about the craziest thing that you truly, honestly believe that humans have the power to do, what would that be? If you believe that we could have a superpower, that humans could honestly tap into a source and have a superpower, what would that be? Because I believe that tapping into the fifth dimension is accessing superpower energy. I don't even want to say this, but I'm going to. I've been working with vortexes, portals, and teleportation, and is that a crazy realm to get into? So if mind reading, instantaneous knowledge through channeling, and teleportation is possible, along with telekinesis, which is very possible, then we're just all superheroes, aren't we? We just all have superpowers. Okay, yeah, so great. So Rebecca, telepathy, teleporting, telekinesis. Awesome, you're right on track with that. Fantastic. What else do we have? Okay, cool. Sherry, telepathy and invisibility. I love the invisibility part. Okay, great. Okay, good. Someone asked here, how do you raise your vibration? I have so many videos about how to raise your vibrational frequency, and that's also going to be contained within my online school course. So keep in mind that there are videos and information out there on how to raise your vibration to the fifth dimension, especially on Facebook. So check all those out, everyone. Okay, telepathy. Okay, what else? Anyone else here? Teleportation, okay. Okay, yes. So just keep in mind that all of these abilities, just like Enoch said, all of these powers, right? All of these abilities, they're innately within us. We were actually born with these superpowers a really long time ago in ancient Lemuria and ancient Atlantis, and we've kind of lost our way. But that has a lot to do with the karmic system, and it also has a lot to do with astrology and the fact that we are now turning back in the Mayan 26,000 year cycle. We're going back to the center of the universe. We're slowly but surely making our way back there, which means that we're just closer to a high vibrational frequency, which is affecting us all. And that actually has something to do with the future of humanity and what I downloaded from the Galactic Federation of Light. And I'm going to be talking about that at the end of this live video. So please, please, please stay tuned until the end of this live video to receive the download from the Galactic Federation. It's really important that all of you are very, very aware of what might potentially be coming in the future. Okay, great. So first thing I want to talk about is pain, okay? This is a concept that I've worked with so many times before. Like when I really started tapping into and channeling information about 8 years ago, I was about 18, 19. One of the things that I was really getting into was pain, right? It just didn't make sense to me. So pain, right? So I'm talking about physical pain in our physical body, right? So I believe, and I've always kind of believed, that pain is an illusion. Does anyone else here believe that pain is an illusion? Or are you like, Elizabeth, you're crazy. I do not believe pain is an illusion. I've been in pain my whole life. It's controlled my life and it's been devastating and I can't get away from it. So where's your stance on pain? Okay, so Lisa, pain is in the mind. You can control pain, I think you said. Okay, good. It is. It's perceptional. Okay, good. Awesome. Oh no. So I've got someone here on YouTube saying, isn't the Galactic Federation as big of a failure as the United Nations? Oh, my friends up there are probably not going to like that comment, but no, that's cool. I'm glad you brought that up. I don't believe that they're a big failure, and we can talk about the Galactic Federation all day. And you know what? Actually, that's one of your questions. Okay, fantastic. So I will be answering that question next Monday. Who's the Galactic Federation, and are they failing right now? Because humanity's kind of collapsing, right? So what's going on? Okay, great. So what else do we have? Pain alerts you. Okay, pain is subjective. Okay, pain can be overcome. Awesome, fantastic. So we've got the right audience here. We've got the right crowd. You're all on track. Okay, so there's been a couple of studies that have actually scientifically proven that pain is an illusion because it's all based on the mind. Okay, now years and years ago, like 8-10 years ago, I was playing around with this concept, and okay, so two things. I just got so many downloads about pain, and we could talk all day about it. But one of my biggest things that I kind of came up with as a test for pain is the pinch test. This is what I call it. This is just something I created like 8 years ago. I call it the pinch test, okay? So here's my test. If I go ahead and I pinch one of you, okay, so you're looking at me and you're like, ow, Elizabeth, like that kind of hurt, right? So I pinch you and you're like, ooh, like that didn't feel pleasant, right? And then all of a sudden you're looking away, you're doing your own thing, and I pinch you again with the exact same velocity, the exact same force as I pinched you the first time. So I pinch you again, but you're not looking, you're not paying attention. Ow, that really hurt. You know, all of a sudden that exact same pinch hurts more the second time. So what does that mean, right? So we've got the exact same pressure, the exact same sensation, yet it hurts in one way at a scale of 3, and it hurts at a scale of 6 in the next moment, right? So if pain is changing, then it means that it's based on our reality, which I believe that all of our reality is an illusion anyway. It's based on our perception. Our perception is not the truth because our perception is constantly changing. The only thing that is the truth is anything that is constant. Anything that changes is just not the truth because it's changing, okay? Okay, so that's how I started to understand and believe that pain was an illusion. Now, I started to work with this concept of pain as an illusion. It's really cool. So way back when I was getting a tattoo on the back of my neck. Now, I believe that all of my tattoos have been channeled from source, so they all have a profound message, and I always get crazy downloads after every tattoo because it's always channeled, right? And it's always, they tell me where to put it on my body to align the tattoo with my vibration. Anyway, so I get this tattoo. It's prana. It's the Sanskrit word prana, which means divine wisdom or asking the right questions to receive the right information. Of course, I get it at the back of my neck, right around my throat chakra, right? The wisdom. So I get this word prana. I have a friend of mine who's a tattoo artist come over, and I'm laying down on the couch and he's tattooing the back of my neck, and I'm working with this concept of pain. And one of the concepts that I've really worked with is the word equanimity, okay? And the word equanimity basically means to be equanimous is to be fully aware of every single sensation in the body, whether it be an itch or a sneeze or a hotness or a coldness or a tingling or a pain, any sensation. So being aware of any and all sensations within the body without reaction, that is being equanimous. So basically what happened was I was getting this tattoo on the back of my neck. You figured that it would be a very painful tattoo on the back of your neck, but I was focusing on my mind and I was focusing on observing the sensation of the tattoo without reacting to it. And the more I observed the sensation of this tattoo, the more and more relaxed I got. And the more and more relaxed I got while getting this neck tattoo, the more and more I fell asleep. So turns out I actually passed out on the couch as this guy is giving me this neck tattoo, and he thought I passed out because of the pain. So he shakes me. He's like, Elizabeth, are you okay? Like what happened? Like, are you fine? Like, are you okay? Was it too painful? And I said, no, don't worry about it, Rudy. Keep on going. I'm so relaxed that I ended up falling asleep. Right? So the cool thing about not reacting to pain and understanding that pain is an illusion is that pain creates memory. This is a whole nother topic that I really love talking about, but I believe that there are two different forms of memory. This is what I've channeled, right? And I've channeled it through pain as an illusion. So memory is created through reaction. So if you really think about the past, right, all the way back into childhood, what moments come up for you the most? The moments that were the most dramatic and traumatic, okay, so the worst moments that you reacted to in a very negative way. Oh, that time I broke my leg, or that time my parents fought, or that time I was abandoned, or what have you, right? Or the other memories that we have are very blissful, very incredible moments, right? Oh, the time I had my first child, or the time I got married, right? So here we're creating memory based on reaction to a sensation, which creates our perception, right? So if our perception is created on memory, that's actually an illusion within itself because it's not the full memory, then we're creating something that I like to call a third dimensional memory, a 3D memory, a memory that is stored within the neurofrequency neurapses, I don't even think that's a word, neurapses, but the neurofrequency transmitters in our brain. It's a 3D memory. We only have a certain amount of bandwidth or capacity or gigabytes to store a certain amount of memory, right? In the third dimension. Our brain is limited as anything in the physical dimension. So when I started to not react to pain, I started not creating memories. So the funny thing is, right after I got that neck tattoo, about 5 minutes later, the first thing I do is I rub the back of my neck. And then I'm like, oh shit, I just put my dirty hand in an open wound. Now, what happens when you scrape your leg as a kid? It's the only thing you can think about. Think about Peter Griffin in Family Guy. He's like, it's the only thing you can think about because you're reacting to a sensation. Therefore, you're creating a memory around that reaction, around that pain, or around that pleasure. If we do not react to the pain or the pleasure, then we are therefore not creating a memory in the third dimension. When we do not create memories in the third dimension, you're like, oh, it's not a good thing to lose our memory. And remember about a year or two ago when everyone was like, I don't know why my memory is so foggy. I don't know why I'm losing my memory. The The reason why everyone has been losing their memory, no matter if you're 18 years old or 85 years old, the reason why you've been losing your memory is because you are ascending to a higher vibrational frequency where the third dimensional memory does not serve you at all anymore. So we're losing our memories of perception of the pain and the pleasure, and we're ascending ourselves to a different form of memory. And the memory that I'm talking about is a fifth dimensional memory. And the only way I love to explain fifth dimensional memory is it's cloud. It's a cloud storage. We are constantly taking things in all the time, and we're storing them in the cloud. The beautiful thing about being in the fifth dimension and utilizing and accessing a fifth dimensional memory frequency, or the cloud memory storage, is that we can literally access any part of memory at any point in time, anytime we want to. The problem with third dimensional memory is that we are allowing our past experiences and our past perceptions and our past experiences and our past attachments to dictate the way that we think and the way that we feel and the way that we protect ourselves in the present moment. The third dimensional memory is based on our reality that actually isn't serving us at all whatsoever, right? So anyway, I know I kind of got off topic, but pain is an illusion. It has been proven by science. There was a study done in Seattle. This is a little bit of research that I did do. There was a study done in Seattle, and it was for burn victims. And what the burn victims did was, while they were getting their skin torn off and replaced and torn off again, and as they were getting this painful procedure done on them, they were playing this virtual reality video game. And turns out pain in these burn victims went down by 80% just because their mind was preoccupied on something that was fun rather than preoccupied on something that was painful. Pain is an illusion. It doesn't need to exist. And the more we increase our vibrational frequency, the less we are controlled by our past experiences, our past memories, our past attachments, and our old reality. We are breaking free of the third dimension the more we neutralize ourselves in every single moment. So does that resonate with everyone? Does that make sense to everyone? I know I kind of went off on my little tangent rant, about pain and illusion and memory, but I love this stuff. I mean, this is the stuff that I live for. So does that resonate with everyone? Okay, makes perfect sense. Yes, it does. Awesome, break free. Yes. Okay, fantastic. So have any of you had any weird experiences with pain? Like, once again, the tattoo, I forgot that I had a tattoo. I touched the open wound. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I didn't create a memory of this. This doesn't make sense. So any one of you have weird, like, I know a lot of really high vibrational channelers, such as my artist friend, who have had fibromyalgia, the pain all over the body. Like, that's crazy. That's incredible. That's painful, but it's something that we can overcome. So if you have had weird experiences, or you even have questions about pain moving forward, or questions about memory, comment below. Make sure your questions are all caps so that my assistant can take those questions and I can answer and target those questions in the next 2 epic Q&A live channeling live videos. Okay, awesome. Thank you all for being with me on this. Okay, so the last concept of the day, and this is like also another really incredible, mind-blowing concept, is the placebo effect. Oh my goodness. This is like, I mean, I remember I was 15, 16 years old, and I heard something along these lines, and it really blew my mind at how powerful our mind really is. And I just want to mention to all of you, as you're writing down your experiences with pain, other people on the live video are going to read your experiences. They are going to feel validated. They are going to resonate with it. They are going to support you in your journey. So please keep in mind that sharing and being vulnerable and being open is not only helping others, it's helping you. It's so cathartic and so healing. These live videos are not about me. They're about all of you as a community connecting to each other. And speaking of which, this is information. It's not crazy alien information. This is information that every single human needs to know, okay? So please share this video to your network. Share it on Facebook. Share it on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Please, please, please. This information needs to get out there. People need to know that they have the power to take back their lives and create any reality they want to create, okay? So please do your duty, share this video, and help out your friends and family who are struggling at this time. Okay. Let's talk about the placebo effect. Now, what got me into the placebo effect was a case study that was done like a long, long time ago. I heard about this when I was 16. I really haven't looked into it since then, but it's absolutely mind-blowing. And what I'm talking about here is something called ghost pregnancy. Has anyone heard of ghost pregnancy before? Just say yes if you have. I'm really curious. Has anyone heard of ghost pregnancy or know what a ghost pregnancy is? I'm so curious. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. A couple of people here. Yes. Okay, good. I have talked about this in brief before in the past. This blew my mind. At 16 years old, I'm like, what? This is possible? Okay, so here it is. So for those of you who have no idea what the ghost pregnancy is, basically, there are women and, unfortunately, teenagers all over the world who want to get pregnant so badly. They want to get pregnant so badly, they convince themselves that they are pregnant. They're like, nope, that's it. I am pregnant. I know I am. I want a baby. It's happening. I'm having this child. I am pregnant, right? So they convince themselves that they're pregnant. And guess what? Their body starts showing all of the signs of pregnancy, okay? So their breasts start getting enlarged. They actually start filling with milk, believe it or not, which only happens when you're really pregnant. And their bellies start to extend. And they miss their periods. They're starting to show all of the signs and symptoms of pregnancy. And yet a pregnancy test will prove to them that they are indeed not pregnant at all. And girls who have never had sex before have these ghost pregnancies. So what blew my mind about this, and this ties right into the illusion of pain, the reality, and also the placebo effect. And how this is all incorporated is our minds are so freaking powerful that if we believe that we are pregnant, we actually start showing signs of pregnancy. We convince our bodies that we are pregnant. So it starts to prepare for a baby that's not actually there. Like, what? Does that blow anyone else's mind? It's just crazy. So that really blew my mind. Now, the reason why I want to talk about the placebo effect especially is because of anxiety and depression. A lot of you out there suffer from anxiety and depression. I suffered from mad, crazy anxiety attacks my entire life, from childhood up until like 3 months ago. I don't know. Like I still have every once in a while anxiety attacks because of the shifting of the frequencies. But anyway, so a study, this guy, super important. I don't even know. I didn't even write down his name. But basically, this is a study that was posted in 2002 in the book, what is it called? The Emperor's New Drugs. Okay, this is what the book is called. So you can do your own research on the placebo effect. This is crazy, guys, and this really shows us how powerful the mind is. So this guy did this study. He documented the study in The Emperor's New Drugs, and the study shows that up to 80% of antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, pharmaceutical drugs, is due to the placebo effect. Up to 80%. So what they did was they took thousands of people together and they studied them over months and months and months. And one group, they gave an actual antidepressant, anti-anxiety, antidepressant drug. And the other group, they give a sugar pill to. And to be honest, the group that had the sugar pill showed just as high results, if not higher results, than the group who had the pharmaceuticals. And the reason why they showed higher results than the group who had pharmaceuticals, because pharmaceutical drugs are meant to kill us. Like, sorry, I don't want to be fear-based, but they are meant to really lower our vibrational frequency. So the effects and the symptoms of the pharmaceutical drugs itself were doing more harm than good. The effect of the sugar pill, when people really thought they were getting anti-anxiety, antidepressant drugs, their mind cured them. Okay, I'm telling you, the placebo effect is an actual thing. And through the power of our own mind and harnessing that power, we don't have to have pain. We don't have to be in fear. We don't have to be overweight. We don't have to be anxious. We don't have to be depressed. We can literally be anyone we want to be as long as we have the belief. And that's the problem, is that people have lost their belief because society has freaking disempowered us, right? Time and time again, to make us believe that we aren't good enough, that we have to give our power away to an institution, to society, to government, to politics, to money, to the financial system, or to the pharmaceutical system. I say fuck that to all of that. You have the power to cure yourself. I truly, truly believe that. Okay, so what else did I want to mention? Also the knee surgery. So they literally, this is so cool. So they did a very similar study on knee surgery patients. So there's two groups. One group, all people within this age and this age, and they were all having knee problems. One group, they actually did a knee surgery. So they took out cartilage, they put stuff in, they you fucked with it, basically real knee surgery. The other group of patients, they put them under, they cut them, but they didn't even touch their knees at all. Once again, the clinical study of the group who didn't have the knee surgery, who believed that they had the knee surgery, had just as much recovery, if not more recovery, than the group who actually had the knee surgery altogether. So even when it comes down to arthritis and cartilage and bones and things like that, we can cure ourselves. Our mind is that freaking powerful, okay? So please keep that in mind. Okay, so two things I want to mention as far as you tapping into the fifth dimension and really taking life by the reins. One of them is, sorry, I just had it. Oh yeah, try homeopathy. I don't really know much or anything about homeopathy. If you are a homeopathic, if you're a homeopath, I don't know. I don't even know what to call them. But if you are someone who works in the homeopathic field, please post your website, post links about homeopathy, because I truly believe that that is a practice that really plays upon the placebo effect and really allows us to heal ourselves rather than rely on an external stimulant, okay? So please, please, please post links about homeopathy. I don't really know much about it, but it really came to me that that is part of the solution. Okay, second thing is upgrade your belief system, right? So I always go back to the movie The Matrix, and when Neo, I think his name is Neo, was about to run off of the rooftop, and he was going to jump onto the other roof, right? So what was going to allow him to jump, a football field length to the other roof? It wasn't the actual physical linear ability to do it. It was his belief system. Right? So if you truly believe that you can heal yourself, you are going to heal yourself. But just like the lottery, if you're like, I'm going to win the lottery, I'm going to win the lottery, I'm going to win the lottery, you're not going to win the lottery because you don't actually believe that you deserve that money, right? You're trying to convince yourself of something that you don't actually believe. So check your belief system and upgrade your beliefs, upgrade your vibrational frequency, and know that you actually have that power because you are a hybrid being who has powers beyond what you believe you have, okay? Okay, so I am going to go over the announcements one more time. Then I'm going to talk about the Galactic Federation of Light and the huge download that I received from the Palladian Security Council. It's kind of wild. I really, really have to relay it to all of you. It's kind of my duty to do so. Before then, once again, I am teaming up with the Leak Project and Rex Bear for the first ever Leak podcast, okay? It's going to be airing November 2nd all across YouTube, and I'm also going to be releasing it afterwards. There's going to be links to it and stuff. It's going to be really incredible. We're going to talk about a ton of really great stuff. So I'm going to be the host, Rex is going to be the host, and we're going to have this awesome guy, Kevin Moore, on for this podcast. Once again, November 2nd. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be so awesome. Sign up for my webinars. They're coming up. I have webinars once a month, just $44. So you can sign up for that off of my website right now. Also, I am going to be live on air on the radio. It's Laguna Beach Radio 93.5. It's called the Awakening Code Radio. I'm going to be talking about parallel realities, the Mandela effect. I'm going to be talking about aliens and hybridization. And I'm going to be in New Mexico at the end of this month for a huge conference, Stargate to the Cosmos. Please purchase your tickets now. It's going to be epic. If not, you are going to be able to tune in live on the air to watch me talk about the hybridization and the Mandela effect and parallel shifting realities, okay? So I'll be posting all of those links on my Facebook, Instagram, all over social media, so look out for those. Once again, if you could ask the universe anything, not about yourself, but about anything in the universe, what would it be? Comment below with your questions. Leave your questions in all caps. Next Monday's live video and the Monday after that is going to be a live Q&A where I'm going to be channeling all of your best questions, okay? So please comment below with all of your questions. And then, of course, please check out my wonderful, beautiful friend, Ariane Saffron. She does these incredible channeled light language, light coding paintings, and she will ship it worldwide for $555. So please check that out. She is on my Facebook page. She's incredible. If you really want to know what your true essence looks like, she will channel it for you, okay? So check all of that out. Okay, that's it for the announcements. Thank you for bearing with me. What else did I want to do? Okay, so I'm going to end off with the live draw. For those of you, especially on YouTube, if you want to get your name in this draw, I suggest you hop over to Facebook or Google to review me. You do not have to have a session with me to review me. So you can review or recommend me on Facebook. I will put your name entered to win a free ticket. So there's over 250, I think almost close to 300 names in here at this point in time, which is just incredible. So your name will remain in here for future dates. Okay, so I'm going to end with the draw, but I'm going to go into the Galactic Federation. So here it is. A couple of nights ago, I couldn't get to sleep and I was really restless. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this energy? Oh yeah, I can channel. Let's check into the Galactic Federation. So I've been channeling the Galactic Federation for about, I want to say 3 or 4 years now, probably longer than that, but consciously 3 or 4 years now. For those of you who don't know the Galactic Federation, they're basically like a system within the universe, within this galaxy especially, that is very similar to the UN. So it's kind of like the UN, but for this galaxy with a variety of different species and these kind of things. So it's fantastic. What did I want to mention about that? Okay, so I usually, when I channel the Galactic Federation, what happens is I get out of my body, I astral travel to this mothership. So I don't usually go there physically. I usually go there in the astral realm. And so I'll astral travel over there to the mothership. They know me quite well energetically. And I will go check into the Palladian Security Council. That's what I call it. They call themselves the Peace Committee. And so I'll channel them and I say, okay, guys, or hey guys, hey Palladians, what can you tell me that humanity needs to know right now? The Palladian Security Council is the first beings who contacted me telling me that the Earth is shifting from the 3rd dimension to the 5th dimension, which is creating the Mandela effect, which is creating half the population to remember one thing and then the other half to remember something different. So they told me that in 2016, and I've been talking about that ever since. Anyway, so I checked into them 3 nights ago. And I was like, hey guys, what's going on? First thing they tell me is, oh, Elizabeth, we've been expecting you. And I said, sorry, I've been kind of, I've been just so busy, whatever, with the physical world. What's going on? What do you need humanity to know right now? So what they told me is that right now, there is about a 59-60% possibility that something is about to happen to this planet within the next 3 years, okay? So the reason why they told me is because they want to kind of warn you in a sense. They want to let all of you know that this may happen, and right now we are on the trajectory for this to happen. Once it gets well enough over 50% probability, because as you all know, there are many different simultaneous parallel realities that we're shifting in and out of at all times. So something being completely cemented in the future is impossible. It just doesn't work that way, right? There's always possibilities, and we can always shift in and out of the future. So this is what they told me. Okay, so they actually didn't just tell me, they showed me a visual of this, very similar to what they showed me with the Mandela effect and the 2 planets. So they're like, okay, take a look at this. So they pop open this hologram, it's kind of like a TV projector. They pop open this hologram and they show me the Earth. And then they show me this Oh, interesting. Alicia, you're onto this. Okay. So they show me the picture of the Earth, and then they show me this. It literally looked like a, how do I explain it? Like, kind of looked like a fireball, like a streamlining to the planet and hitting the planet. And they even showed me specifically where it was going to hit. And it was going to hit the top of the continent of Asia, the Asian continent. And it was going to hit basically right at the top, which is where Russia is. So this huge, like, it looked like this orange ball of energy streaming down. Apparently it gets through our atmosphere and it hits the top of that continent, and it basically hits Russia. And what it does is it affects the electromagnetic field on the planet. It affects the electrical grid on the planet, and it wipes out the entire electrical grid. And I'm like, shit, what is this? Because at first I just see the visual and I'm like, is this like a cosmic attack from some sort of extraterrestrial species? Like, what is this, right? And then they show me where it's coming from. And this ball of light or orange energy is actually coming from the sun. It is a solar flare. And I had no idea that a solar flare could wipe out the energy grid. And then after I channeled this information, I look online on like a solar flare and energy grid, and it's everywhere. There are hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of pages on Google talking about the doomsday situation of one of these really high velocity or high intensity solar flares getting through our atmospheric level, hitting the planet and wiping out our entire electrical system. Now, if you really think about our entire electrical grid system being wiped out, what does that mean? That means the collapse of government. That means the collapse of the Federal Reserve. That means the collapse of the monetary system. I mean, how exciting and how freaking scary is that? So it was very clear that the entire continent of Asia got wiped out. And then I asked them about North America, and I know a lot of us are in North America. And I said, okay, is it going to affect North America as well? Because sometimes, it depends on how powerful it is. Like, it didn't seem like it wiped out the entire planet's grid, but especially that continent. And they didn't give me a clear answer. I asked about North America. They did not tell me yes or no on whether or not it was going to affect across the ocean onto this continent of North America. So I didn't get a clear answer on that. But, okay, I want all of you first of all, invest in precious metals, please. I mean, I've got tons of silver. Invest in precious metals because that's really the only real wealth. Not your whole savings, but, have something backing you, please, please, please. Right now, the whole Chinese economic system is backed by gold. That's incredible. That's more than America can say. And I know the Federal Reserve has a ton of gold. Bullshit. It doesn't, okay? Anyway, I'm not even going to tell you how I know that, but I'm not going to say. Anyway, so store up on supplies. Okay, so that's like food, water. Just always have like at least a week's supplies for everyone in your household. Even if you don't have a lot of storage, make the room. I'm telling you, please. So precious metals, store up on food and water just in case. Okay, and then the third thing is solar power everything. If you're off the grid, good for you. But a lot of us live in city centers, which sucks. Get some solar power flashlights or other things that are solar power, or some sort of backup generator or whatever. Okay, seeds, yeah, great idea. So I'm not saying that the whole collapse of everything and the devastation of the world is going to happen, and it's going to take years to replenish. It's not going to be that situation, but the whole 3 days and 3 nights of darkness that has been prophesized over and over and over again in a lot of different religions, I believe that that's when that's going to happen. I believe that it has been prophesized for quite some time. I asked the Galactic Federation when this was going to happen, and they told me that it was going to happen in 2021, okay? And I even felt it was like around this time of 2021. So within the next 3 years, but I'm feeling it's going to be 2021. I know it feels like a little ways away, but I just want to warn all of you. Once again, there's about a 59%, 60% chance it is going to happen. They gave me the very clear, specific information to tell all of you. I cannot promise you that it will or will not happen. All I'm saying is I love you all and I want you to be prepared. I know I'm prepared, and I don't want to be the only one who's prepared. in an event of something like that. You might as well be more prepared than not prepared, okay? So a little recap of today's live video. You are fucking powerful. Pain doesn't actually exist. You can overcome many things with the mind, and you have the power to create and recreate your reality as you know it based on you bringing conscious awareness to every moment, okay? And just be aware of what potentially could happen in the future. Okay, we're gonna do our live draw. I always set the intention that the person who really needs this, either they can't afford a ticket to a webinar or they really need that specific information in that webinar, they are going to they're going to basically win this ticket, okay? So really good vibes to all of these people, over 300 names in this bucket right here, right now. And I'm gonna be pulling a name for, How to Live Forever on November 18th, I believe, 18th, 19th. All right, sending good vibes. Let's see who our lucky winner is today. All right, I've got one. Drum roll, please. Okay, awesome. Easy name today, Sue Finley. Where are you? Sue Finley. Congratulations. You are today's lucky winner. I will contact you via Facebook, and I will write you down for a free ticket to How to Live Forever. So congratulations. For everyone else, review me on Facebook or Google to get your name in that bucket for next live video. Next live video answering all of the world's biggest questions. So please stay tuned for next live. Thank you all so much for being here today. Sending you all so much love, and just remember, stay strong, keep up the high vibrations, keep making decisions in love and not fear, and share this video to allow other people to awaken and expand around you. Bye, YouTube. Have a good one. Oh, also one more thing. I will be releasing another experiential video on abductions coming this Friday, okay? So if you really love the abductions at age 4, stay tuned for another experiential video that's going to be released this Friday about one of my other alien experiences, okay? Awesome. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye.